Hello, fellow Vooperians, and I don't really do serious content very often, but today things are gonna make a slight change because we have to talk about Teespring. Shady things are up. If you don't know what Teespring is an online service that allows you to design, print, and set prices for your own merchandise or products online. How they function is pretty simple. You design it, they print it and ship it, and they have a base price for everything that you're selling on their platform. Anything you set above that base price, that is profit for you. So if on Teespring I designed a shirt and the Teespring price was $15 and I set the price to $20, I would get that $5 extra if someone bought my shirt, and that would be my profit. Everything else would go to Teespring. So we're already talking pretty slim margins here, but considering they do all the work for you, it's a pretty good deal for people like YouTube creators and fashion designers that just don't have the material or services to create their own printing service. Or is it? So here is my Teespring dashboard. So there's a few things I should jump out at you immediately. Here's when I started it. So obviously when I started selling merch for my YouTube channel, things were going absolutely fantastically because everyone was interested in new merch. They also offered flags at that time, so the Vooperian flag got a whole lot of sales. So it makes sense that there was a large spike here and then it dropped off. But you'll notice that sales continued happening because my channel kept growing. And if we overlay this with my social blade, or anything of that sort, I could also pull up my YouTube analytics, but I think social blade will give us a little bit of a better story here. My channel did not stop growing at that point. Actually, we're talking about right now, this is May the 20th, and that's going to be right here. So you can see on this graph, if you can see where my mouse is, that things are pretty flat there. But look at what happened here. My channel absolutely exploded. I had a ton of new people subscribing. The total subscriber count on my channel jumped up by about 25 to 30%, and so we could have expected to see my numbers jump. I also, at that time, created new merchandise and advertised it. I had never advertised my merchandise before. I merchandised it in this little thing at the end of my videos, because I figured that would increase the amount of people who saw it. So with all these factors together, you would expect that the numbers would jump back up again, because new merch, new people, and higher quality merch. They started offering more things that would look good for my merchandise, other than just little phone cases and stuff, so I designed actual nice t-shirts. So the question is, why for the past 5 months, when my channel has been performing its best, is Teespring showing almost no sales? Now, it could just be that I am trash, absolute trash at marketing and designing, and nobody cares about my products. But let's take a look at YouTube. So here is Saturdays with Spike number 5, which I recorded yesterday. And this has happened a few times now that someone has said they have bought merchandise. I have asked them which. They were correct that the rebuild merchandise is in fact something that's on my store. And then I asked them to show me a receipt from their email, and they didn't receive one. Now, they could be lying, and I did factor that in. They could be lying about buying the merch in the first place, but it seems strange to me that that many people would say they bought merch, then lie about it, and something just didn't line up to me. So I started my own mini investigation. I don't have a ton of money to throw around, but I decided I'd fund a little investigation into this. And I did this last night to make sure that it was current, and let's look at what I found. So obviously nothing here is going to be doctored because then it would look like I'm faking things, so I'm going to go through the website in real time. Let's go to my account, let's go to my analytics, so we can see how many things have I sold. Here's yesterday, when I did the experiment. Here's one order. It's only showing an order I made personally with my account. That's the only thing that shows up, and as you can see, there's only $2 in profit because that's the only order that shows up. So if there were more orders that they aren't showing, that means that they are not giving me the profits for it, and they're just pocketing it themselves. But I can't make that claim without having solid proof, and I've shown that someone did get did buy a product and it's not showing up. So here's that proof. As we can see, there is nothing here. However, there are views on all of these days, which is interesting because the only way people view this is if they click on the link in my YouTube, which means that they're interested. But just ignoring the fact that the days that there's tons of views, nothing was shown as purchased. Let's go ahead and look at what I did. So I had someone on my Discord buy a piece of merchandise. I sent them $20 and I had them buy the Hail Vooperia mug. Now here's the Hail Vooperia mug. Very simple. And we have no orders for yesterday or today. Maybe it just went in late, but no. Traffic sources, Google. Not really important, but I mean, I gave them a direct link to the store. So here's the deal. Here's a receipt showing that this mug was bought. This is the only doctored thing. Well, it's cropped because I didn't want to give away any of their personal information, like their, well, purchasing method and stuff. But as you can see, order number is there. The order will be sent to the printer, which means if it's going to be sent to the printer, that means it did hit the target number of products to be printed. Because if that didn't happen, it would make sense that they didn't count it as profit yet, because there's a chance it may not be printed. But I have all of my products, if we look at my products, set to only require 1 to ship. So you can see that they're all printing within 12 hours, because right when someone buys it, they go up to be printed. And basically what that means is there's no way that I won't hit a target and they won't be sold. Which covers me there. So that's not a possibility for why it's happening. Here's a receipt. They purchased this for $20. The mug itself should have been... Let me actually find the mug. Let's just go to my storefront. Spook Vooper Teespring. Spook... Why would I... Oh, I spelled that horribly wrong, that's why. Sorry, there we go. Spook Vooper Teespring. Spook Vooper. Let's look at this mug. Hail Vooperia mug, I think they got... I can check the receipt very quickly. Hail Vooperia mug, black. So if we look at this, this is going to show up $15, and that's how much they spent. And let's check how much it actually costs to produce. Okay, so it turns out it's pretty hard to find the settings for a campaign you've already done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend I'm starting a new campaign. And honestly, the fact that the sale isn't showing up at all is really worrying, and it doesn't really matter if I was making a profit or not off of it, because it should still come up, because Teespring still attracts the amount of sales you make to give you discounts in the future. So just that itself would be a scam if they were hiding that. But let's go over, find their mug. It's the same as the one I was using. What is the default price for it? At $15, which is their recommended price. As you can see, there was a $6.99 profit of sale. So at that $15, I should have gotten $7 for that. Now you may be saying $7 isn't much, but if Teespring is hiding, I mean, look at the size of my channel, how many views my videos get. Let's say just one person buys a product off of one of my videos. That means every day, since I upload daily, I'm losing like $7. And it's not even me that's the problem. It's there are very large creators using Teespring, especially, here's the bombshell, since YouTube just integrated with them. YouTube is now partnered with Teespring. So if this is going on, this is going to affect a ton of people. This is really bad. It does not look good at all. And what looks worse is when you look up Teespring, sales not showing. Oh, that's not it. And then there's a questioning post from someone who figured this out before me, detailing all of it, their profits, and how the numbers aren't lining up. And then they give a completely irrelevant response that doesn't have to do with the question. Now, I have actually talked on this thread too, and nothing has been done. There are a lot of people having this issue. People are freaking out. They have not responded since June 26th. I posted something on September 23rd, no response. This person posted on October 20th, and yesterday, I posted one last thing, and now I'm making a video. And what's going on, Teespring? You have a ton of creators, lots of which on this platform, YouTube, and their sales being hidden. There's no other way to really look at it. And for my last piece of proof, because someone could still say I went into F12 developer tools and changed the sale thing because I want, like, attention or something. Okay, I found it. Here's my phone, and it's beautiful, Vooperia phone case. That's the last product sale that actually showed up, and it was myself. Let me log into my phone, go over to the Teespring app, and let's see what it says the last thing purchased was. Come on, focus in on that. This case, that's the last thing that came up. And I've had people for months since then telling me that they've bought products, they do not show up. I have this receipt that I literally paid for the product for someone else. I know for a fact that it was not refunded, and it's not coming up. So Teespring, what is going on here? Is it a technical error, or is there something much more shady going on? Because the fact that you're ignoring this thread when it would be fraud and illegal, and you seriously have to deal with this. What's going on, Teespring? Does someone bigger than me? Does Keemstar have to pick this up and run a story on it? Will you pay attention then? I don't know. But I'm sending it to him next. Peace. I want to figure out what's going on and get to the bottom of it, because this is not okay. Especially not for a platform that people are using to make a living. Not okay.